So a common question that we get is, does PRP hurt? So PRP stands for platelet-rich plasma. It's a procedure that we do very commonly here at Juvida in order to try and thicken people's pre-existing hair and also try and reduce further hair loss. So the procedure entails, patient comes in, we draw blood, so normally that's from the patient's arm. So most people have had a blood test done or blood taken at some point in their lives, so you know what that feels like. And so we normally get a few bottles of blood. It goes into a machine which spins the blood in order to split the blood up into its different parts, and the bit that sits at the top is the yellowy straw-coloured liquid, which is blood plasma, and that's the bit that we use. We draw that plasma off and we re-inject it into the scalp. So before we re-inject it, we numb the scalp up, okay? So in order to do that, we inject local anaesthetic into the scalp. What that entails is normally just a few injections around the front, and sometimes, depending on where we put the plasma, sometimes a couple of injections also around the back. So this is the bit that might be a little bit uncomfortable. We reduce that sort of discomfort by using the very, very finest of needles. So we use something called the invisible needle, which is very, very fine, very, very thin. And then we try and inject the anesthetic very slowly in order to reduce any discomfort. So is it painful? I would say no, but it's not painless. And so there's a slight little bit of discomfort as we introduce the anesthetic into the front. Once the anesthetic's in, the scalp is then numb, and then you won't feel anything thereafter. So we will then re-inject the plasma, so that's lots of injections across the head, concentrating the plasma in the areas that are most required, where the hair is thinnest, where we're most concerned. But when we're doing all those injections, you will not feel anything because, of course, the scalp is all numb from when we introduce the anesthetic. So not particularly painful, always pretty much well tolerated. Don't really have any patients. We've never had a patient that said, you know what, I just can't come back for the next procedure because it's too much. It's never happened. So yes, slight discomfort, but nothing major.